So we're going to be solving this problem. We're going to use the 5 steps. This one's the new one today. You actually should know these 4 ones by heart. But even if you don't, we're going to go through the questions that we're going to ask and what it looks like as a response. So first, cross multiplication. You guys should remember, like, cross multiplication, you multiply across. So in this case, it's going to be 5 times x plus 1. And just a little bit of help, I always want you to put parentheses around every top and bottom part. So the -1 is in parentheses on the top here. X plus 1 is in parentheses on the bottom. 6x minus 2 is in its own parentheses. And 5 is also in its own parentheses. So 5 times x plus 1, this is going to be the first step for cross multiplication. So let's multiply 5 times x plus 1. That's going to equal the other cross multiplication, 6x minus 2 times -1. So -1 times 6x minus 2. So something you might be wondering is, how do I know if I should multiply 5 times x plus 1, or should I reverse it, x plus 1 times 5? How did I know to put it like this? The answer is, it doesn't matter. You could do 5 times x plus 1 or x plus 1 times 5. You don't have to write this down, but I just want to show you that this would be the same as this. Okay. So we're just going to use this one because I already wrote it down. Let's go ahead and use the, which one are we on? Distributive property. So we finished cross multiplication. Let's cross the cross multiplication. We're done with that step. Next, distributive property. Distributive property says we multiply this outer one into the parentheses. So I'm going to do 5 times x, which gives me 5x, plus 5 times +1, which gives me 5. So on the right side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use distributive property because we have parentheses. You guys remember the question we ask ourselves? Should we use distributive property? It's the same thing as asking, are there parentheses? If there are, we say yes. We're going to use distributive property. And there were parentheses, so yes, we will use distributive property. If there were no parentheses, we would not use distributive property. Okay, next, let's go ahead and use distributive property here. -1 times 6x is -6x plus -1 times -2. If you guys don't remember from 7th grade, a negative times a negative equals a positive. So -1 times -2 equals +2. So now we finished distributive property. We're going to move on to combining like terms. When you want to see if you can combine like terms or not, you ask yourself this question. Do I have apples and oranges on this side of the equal sign? Do I? I have an x and I have a number. So these are apples and oranges. We cannot combine them. How about on this side? We have an x and a number. Again, apples and oranges. We cannot combine them. So we're done combining like terms. If there was, say, like 2 plus 3, we could combine that. If there was -6 plus 2x as well, we could combine that. But there's nothing to be combined on this side or on this side, so we're going to continue. Okay, next, we're going to add or subtract from both sides. When you're on this step, you ask yourself this question. which side am I moving the numbers to, and which side am I moving the variables to. You guys might have remembered I was using the orange marker to show you my thinking. In 7th grade, I taught them the horse example. Basically, don't spend your time thinking about it. Just choose a side. Let's move our variables to this side, and let's move our numbers to this side. It doesn't matter. I could have chosen this side or this side. The point is, you want to move all the variables to one, all the numbers to the other. If I want to move my variables to this side, let's see what variables are not on that side so far. 5x is not on this side yet. So let's move 5x to this side. How can I move 5x to this side? I have to do the opposite. If there's a plus 5x, I have to do a minus 5x. Okay. 5 is a number. It's on the number side already. We're going to leave it there. Negative 6x, that's on the variable side. We're going to leave it there. Right? Negative 6 on the variable side. How about plus 2? That's a number, but it's on the variable side. So we got to move this to this side. How do we cancel out plus 2? We're going to do a minus 2. What we do on one side, we do to the both. Okay. Let's go ahead and simplify this. Plus 5x minus 5x, that gives us 0. Plus 5 minus 2 gives us plus 3. Minus 6 plus minus 5, or negative 6 plus negative 5 equals negative 11x. And then plus 2 plus minus 2 equals 0. Let's simplify this a little bit. 0 plus 3 is 3. Negative 11x plus 0 is negative 11x. Okay. We are done adding and subtracting. We already did it. We added and subtracted on both sides to move the variables to the right and the numbers to the left. Last step. Almost done here. We got to decide what are we going to multiply or divide. Remember, our final goal is to get x by itself. How can we get x from negative 11 times x? Well, when you're multiplying and dividing, you ask yourself this question. What is happening to the x? In this case, we see there is a clear multiplication going on there. So we're going to do the opposite of multiplication. Opposite of multiplying by negative 11 is dividing by negative 11. So we divide both sides by negative 11, and we get 3 over negative 11. That's our final answer. We're done. Right.